Welcome, let's drift into the calm of tonight's bedtime tale. Susan and Sapphira, Songs of Sappho. This story is about Susan finding comfort and strength for the songs of Sakura, the spirit of singing meadow. The sun began to dip below the horizon, casting a gentle glow across a vast meadow that stretched as far as the eye could see. Susan, a girl of 14, with auburn hair and bright eyes, walked slowly through the meadow. Her footsteps barely rustled the tall grasses, and she could hear the distant hum of cicadas. In the heart of this meadow lay a secret known only to a patch of daisies that danced in the wind whenever Susan arrived. This place was her refuge, where whispered dreams and silent thoughts found voice. On particularly lonely evenings, the meadow seemed to sing to her soothing melodies carried on the breeze. Today Susan lingered longer than usual, her mind troubled by problems at school and home. She sat on the soft earth near her fairy daisies, their white petals stuck against the darkening sky. As the shadows grew, a soft song started from the depths of the meadow. It came from Sakura, the spirit of singing meadow, who shared an ancient bond with Susan. Sakura was invisible to most, but to Susan she appeared as a shimmer of light, ethereal and warm. "Why do you seem so burdened, dear one?" Sakura's voice was like bells, gentle and chiming, a harmonious whisper on the cool breeze. Susan sighed. "It's just. Sometimes it's all too overwhelming." Though expectations, the worries, Sapphira's light shimmered more brightly as she drew closer. "Every song holds the power to uplift, but remember, even the gentlest tune can bring solace." The melody shifted now, weaving a tapestry of sounds that spoke of comfort and encouragement. Susan closed her eyes, letting the music wash over her, each note a balm to her worn spirit. Her breathing steadied as the harmony swirled round her, a serenade of unconditional support and love. Thoughts of doubt slowly faded and were replaced by visions of hope and resilience. "I can face it," Susan whispered, emboldened by the meadow's magic. Sapphira danced round her, the light throwing shades of tranquility in the air. "You are never alone, Susan. This meadow sings for you, always ready to lend its voice and remind you of your strength." As the final notes drifted into silence, Susan opened her eyes to a sky filled with twinkling stars. She stood, wrapping the comfort of Sakura's song round her like a nurturing cloak. Refreshed and determined, Susan turned to leave the meadow, her steps carrying her swiftly and lightly back home. In the glow of the moonlight, Singing Meadow remained, holding the promise of its songs for all days to come. Now, let's embrace the next chapter. Salvia and Flax's Journey of Discovery. This story is about Salvia and Flax discovering the wonders of the forest during their adventurous journey. The flies ladies like a baby hill and Korea and a witch in the windwares. They follow always that's always lace side to step at 88. Eights of the quiz flesh is we heads sleep and with the high step hastes. A new chapter begins to bring you peace. Primrose and Jasmine, a tale of honesty. This story is about Primrose and her dream guardian, Jasmine, who teaches her the importance of honesty through a magical journey in the Meadow of Mirrors. On the edge of a serene village, nestled between lush hills and crystalline rivers, there lived a young girl named Primrose. Her hair was the color of sunrise, and her spirit matched the eager dawn that peeked over the horizon each morning. Primrose had a unique secret. Upon the verge of sleep each night, she was visited by Jasmine, her dream guardian. Jasmine was a gentle spirit, elegant like the shimmering stars watching over dreams and weaving them with threads of wisdom. One night, as the world outside was bathed in moonlight's glow, Primrose faded into sleep and met Jasmine. During their nighttime encounters, Jasmine often took Primrose on adventures to lands where imagination bloomed like wildflowers, where honesty was the currency of truth. On this particular evening, Jasmine had a special journey planned, one entwined with the essence of a promise kept and truths revealed. "Tonight," Jasmine whispered, her voice filled with gentle warmth, "our journey will guide us to the Meadow of Mirrors." Primrose followed Jasmine's soothing presence, her curiosity piqued by the mention of this mysterious meadow. As they stepped into the Meadow of Mirrors, Primrose gasped. He saw her lay countless mirrors, each reflecting not just faces, but heart's truths. Jasmine explained, "In this meadow, every mirror reveals the sincere core of its gazer, a reflection unmarked by deception." Primrose wandered amongst them, her reflection unchanged and pure. She felt light and free, as if her heart danced to the melody of honesty. Then Jasmine directed her towards one particular mirror that was larger and seemed brighter than the rest. In this mirror's depths, Primrose saw not just her face but her own promises and intentions, shimmering as vividly as stars in the night sky. Primrose was reminded of a promise she had made to her friend Willow, to help with a school project, a promise she had neglected. "What should I do?" Primrose asked, worried that her oversight had hurt Willow. "The heart of honesty," Jasmine began, her voice as soft as the night breeze, "lies in recognition and action. Recognize the truth and take a step to repair." Inspired by Jasmine's wisdom, Primrose knew her path was as clear as the reflection before her. Tomorrow, she would talk to Willow, apologize and offer her help anew. Returning from the meadow, Primrose felt the weight of worry lifted, replaced by a warm, hopeful glow. Jasmine smiled, seeing Primrose embrace the lesson with courage. As sleep enveloped her, Primrose knew honesty was a guiding star, leading her not just in dreams, but wakening her spirit for the day to come. When dawn arrived, Primrose woke up refreshed, ready to face her promise and uphold the values echoed in the Meadow of Mirrors. She met Willow with open sincerity, and together they completed the project, their friendship stronger than before. Jasmine, watching from the realm of dreams, showered Primrose with peaceful dreams, as honesty paved the way for brighter tomorrows. The next story awaits, calm and kind. Sweet Pea and Violet's Journey of Patience. The story is about Sweet Pea, a joyful goat, and Violet, a kind-hearted troll, who build a friendship through the lessons of patience in an enchanted forest. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between lush green hills, there lived a little girl named Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea was known for her radiant smile and a heart as warm as sunshine. She loved spending her days exploring the colorful meadows and singing with the birds. Her grandmother often told her stories about a kind-hearted troll named Violet, who lived in the deep, magical forest on the edge of the village. Violet was no ordinary troll. Unlike the tales of trolls being grumpy and solitary, Violet was gentle and wise. Her vibrant purple skin sparkled under the moonlight, and she had eyes that twinkled like stars. She was beloved by all the creatures of the forest for her kindness and her ability to heal with her touch. One summer's evening, Sweet Pea's curiosity took hold of her, and she decided to venture into the forest despite the stories of its mystery. She wandered with her heart full of excitement and a bit of fear. After a while, Sweet Pea found herself lost among towering trees with their leaves whispering secrets. The sun had begun to set, casting long shadows that danced on the forest floor. As the light faded, Sweet Pea's courageous spirit faltered, replaced by worry and a longing for home. Just when she was about to cry out for help, she felt a gentle tap on her shoulder. Turning round, she saw Violet smiling softly at her. "Hello, Sweet Pea," Violet greeted in a voice as comforting as a lullaby. Relieved, Sweet Pea smiled back, feeling the warmth of kindness enfold her. "I was waiting for you," Violet said, her voice echoing like a serene melody through the trees. "Waiting for me," Sweet Pea echoed. "Yes," Violet nodded. "I knew from your grandmother's stories that you'd visit one day." Violet offered Sweet Pea her hand, and together they walked through the enchanted forest. Violet showed Sweet Pea the beaded hidden in every corner. Flowers that glowed in the dark, streams that sang, and trees that swayed to the rhythm of the wind. As they journeyed deeper, Sweet Pea learned the virtue of patience from Violet. She taught Sweet Pea how to listen to the forest's whispers and to wait for the magic to reveal itself quietly. Sweet Pea discovered that patient waiting helped her see the wonders she would have missed if she had rushed. As they returned to the edge of the forest, Sweet Pea felt grateful for Violet's gentle guidance and the lessons learned. She hugged Violet, promising to return and continue discovering the wisdom of patience. Violet smiled, knowing that Sweet Pea had grown in her understanding and would carry the magic of patience back to her village. From then on, Sweet Pea often visited Violet, not only to explore the forest but to nurture her newfound patience. The villagers noticed the change in Sweet Pea. Her warmth shone brighter, and her tales of the forest were filled with wonder and calm. Thus, Sweet Pea and Violet's friendship blossomed, bound by the patience that the magical forest had lovingly taught. Sleep tight and let go of today. Good night.